Episode 277. Komori's hanging out with these little Almegans before heading back into the Palace of the Dead, against her better judgment. It'll be their time to shine soon enough with the upcoming expansion. Before we do the Palace of the Dead though, since it takes around 40, maybe 50 minutes to go to one floor and I want these episodes to be 1 hour long, I'm going to fill in the remaining time with some odds and ends, each of these episodes I think. For as long as we survive in the Palace of the Dead, maybe this is the last episode for that. But before we head into the palace, we'll just go back to the Ishgardian Restoration and, again, gotta sprinkle this in every now and again. Just because it's on a weekly timer, we're going to the Firmament and doing one more delivery quest, and in fact, I think it's the last delivery quest for Alto. We'll just say that going into the Palace of the Dead works up an appetite, and Komori remembered that Alto was making some kind of feast. The feast is for the dragons, but I'm sure Komori can dip in, right? She made the hand-picked culinary essentials. She deserves a little treat. And yeah, we're on the last heart here, so this is our last delivery. Fine work as always, Hero. With this, I have more than enough ingredients to begin my culinary masterpiece. A dish that is certain to have every dragon in the churning mists clamoring for more. Of course, you are more than welcome to lend a helping hand if you so wish. Yeah, we'll help. We'll help eat it. Thanks to you, Alto is ready to share the product of her hard work with her dragon friends. I'd say they're in for quite the treat. I've gathered a few ingredients of my own, and together, with what you've brought, we've made sandwiches using Kaiser rolls. I've tasted them myself, and I've never had any better. Dragons might find this type of food a bit puzzling at first, but I'm sure the taste will be to their liking. Alto, you had best get it to them while it's still fresh. Yes, of course. Alto, are you alright? Yes, quite alright, thank you. Anyway, I must be off at once. I would hate for the bread to stale, and the meat to dry. Farewell. I just remembered. This'll be fun. Yeah, we're just kind of shoving this in here into a Palace of the Dead episode, but we're gonna get a nice reward out of this. Alto could not be happier with your efforts. She now considers you a cultivated crafter. Through your efforts, Alto has gained a deeper understanding of mankind, and fostered her love for crafting. It seems, however, that Hauntalong has a different sort of favor to ask. Oh, we have to do a quest thing. That makes sense for the end of this. Even the most masterful works of crafting are common sight to us who grew up in Ishgard, but to a dragon, I imagine even a hawker's stall is something to behold. Would that I could see the world from their eyes. That's just his generic dialogue. The dialogue from the quest said that he had something for us, but we actually have to talk to Alto to know what Hauntalong wants. At last, my culinary masterwork is ready to be shared with my kin, thanks to the guidance of my capable teachers. I believe I've cooked up something that will have even the most stubborn among them clamoring for more. Doubtless even now they are eagerly awaiting my arrival. The whispers of what I might bring, filling the churning mists with expectation. I'd best leave at once. There are few things more unpleasant than a hungry dragon. Safe travels, Alto. What's wrong? So dizzy, wings aching. No, I I must move forward, before the food cools and with it, the esteem of my kin. Elto, is something the matter? Not at all. In fact, I'm positively effervescent. Now wait right there. I'll be back before you've even realized I've gone. I hope she's back soon before we lose the daylight. It shouldn't have taken this long. Come to think of it, Alto was acting rather strangely before she departed. Perhaps we should ask Master RV for counsel. He seems to have a solution for every problem. Oh, I hope nothing untoward has happened. I'll stay here and keep watch for Alto. I pray you and Master RV can get to the bottom of this. Yeah, I can't do custom deliveries. Seems like we are going to lose the daylight after all. Oh, this way. I should have started earlier in the day if I wanted the daylight. Just last until 8 PM. Daylight, please. Sunset, whatever. Good evening. Brings you here. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Elto since she left with her delivery. You are certain she hasn't returned? I meant to give her this hammer I made as a little reward for her efforts. Considering how hard she's been working, I wouldn't be surprised if she's just gone for a leisurely stroll. Or a fly, I suppose. A flit. Any road she is a dragon, albeit a tiny one. Try as we might, we would be fools to think we understand even a fraction of what goes on in her head. I'm sure she'll return in her own time. Still, if you must go looking for her, take the hammer. I've no doubt her eagerness to learn how to use it would send her back here as fast as her little wings can carry her. She often goes on at length about her dragonet friends at this place called Zenith, somewhere in the Turning Mists. If that rings a bell to you, I reckon it might be a good place to start. I don't know much about the Turning Mists aside from that. I'm liable to get eaten whole before I've even walked a yawn. I'm certain you'll manage to go a bit further than that, eh? Yeah, we're familiar. We're so familiar we made it one of our 4 or 3 favorite destinations. Mainly for the Moolah quest, which I'm still working on. The lighting isn't too terrible here. Oh, is this who I think it is? The very hero who triumphed over Nidhogg and brought peace between our kinds? From all the stories Alto has told of you, I expected a bit more grandeur. I suppose appearances come second when you spend your days working with your claws, or hands were they? Nevertheless, I must thank you for taking the time to pass down such refined arts to my friend. We do so enjoy seeing what she brings. Where is she? You're looking for her? She's visiting friends not far from here, gushing over that, what was it, cooking of hers. Delectable stuff. To think there was more to food than scorching and chomping. Considering the distance you've traveled, I'm terribly sorry to say that she specifically requested not to let anyone from the surface see her until she was ready. She was quite insistent, in fact. Still, I'm sure she would be delighted to receive that deadly-looking trinket of yours. What did you call it? A hammer? It looks far too heavy for me to wield myself, but I should be able to carry it without dropping it. That is, unless I choose to drop it. Those Muggles who have been pestering me are in need of some long overdue comeuppance. Anyway, I shall let her know you've arrived, but let me warn you that it may be some time until she is willing to show herself. Damn, and we lost all the daylight waiting for her. Now pass that hammer of yours over here. I pray it is not as unwieldy as it looks. So this is one of those tools you wingless ones are so fond of? Are all of them as complex as this one? It shall be safe in my keeping, I assure you. I wouldn't have the slightest idea how to even use it if I wanted. Now wait here, and I shall return. When, however, I cannot say. Miss Moriko, there you are. How'd you get here? Airships, probably. If only we had airships the first time we came here. Surprised to see us, I take it. Young Hautalong got it in his head to come searching for Elto, and there wasn't a thing I could say to sway him. Try as I might to distract him with work, somehow he managed to book us a trip across the Sea of Clouds. It's a wonder we caught up to you, all things considered. Just how long have you been waiting here? The Sea of Clouds is like in the opposite direction, isn't it? Or is this part of the Sea of Clouds? Huh. Where is she, Miss Moriko? Where's Elto? Dog's barking in the background. Not sure if the mic's picking that up. What? Why wouldn't she want to see us? That doesn't make any sense. Elto, can you hear me? Where are you? The lighting might not be great, but at least the weather isn't terrible. Oh shush, you'll wake something bigger than a dragonette with all that shouting. Yeah. Huh? That scarf. That hat. Wait, Elto, is that you? Ah, I knew you would recognize me. Still, an explanation may be in order. You see, a dragon's growth is dictated by forces both internal and external. Sometimes this growth can be quite dramatic, as you can plainly see. Truth be told, I'd been feeling out of sorts lately, but now I see that that discomfort was merely the new me trying to break free. And now, here she is, a dragon reborn. It's kinda crazy that she has all these character models. First she's just a normal dragonette, and then they add on a bunch of different tools in the bag and the hat and everything, and that was enough for a little side quest like this. And now she's an entirely new, completely unique character model. Like a bigger one. She was already unique, but bigger now. Oh, I'm so glad you're alright. More than alright, by the looks of things. This new tool is wonderful. It's as if Master Arvid knew I was on the brink of incredible change. Had I received this hammer but a day earlier, I would have held it clumsily in my tiny claws. Now, however, it feels like it's an extension of my very body. My mind is brimming with the possibilities of what I might craft next. Your growth is unlike aught I have seen before. Such a spectacular transformation has already made you the topic of much discussion among dragonkind, and I imagine not a small amount of jealousy. See, what did I tell you to? There was no need for all that fretting and fussing. Still, if not for young Hautalong's concern, who knows if I would have ever set foot in the Turning Mists. I apologize for causing undue worry, but I pray you understand how embarrassing it would have been if anyone saw me before I was ready. And now, you are the first to behold a dragon not warped by conflict and strife, but nourished by peace and fellowship. Yeah, it's kinda crazy. I guess we don't really fully know how dragons grow. We've never really seen one other than just now. But I guess the dragons from before the war, while the war was still going, they would have transformed under the duress of war and became more fierce or something like that. And this is, based on what they're saying, it feels like this is some kind of completely new body shape that dragons haven't seen, well, for millennia or something. Based on that line, nourished by peace and whatever, I don't know. Well, not the first, surely. Oh, here we go. I should have just read on. Only the first in quite some time. When man and dragon lived in harmony, maturation like mine may have been more common. Yeah, exactly what I was wondering. Okay. I think there may be something to that, Elto. If we ask around, we may just find a dragon who has stories of those halcyon days. At the very least, it would be a chance to make new friends among the clouds. and we can start with our present company, I'd be eager to hear of your life here. Me? Well, or why, I would be delighted, although I have seen scarcely more summers than Alto. She has regaled me with many tales of the wingless ones that build and tinker, far from the primitive brutes that I had believed they were. Her stories told of an inventive and adventurous people. While I thought the stories fanciful, I now see that if anything, they weren't fanciful enough. Mayhap I too shall journey down below the clouds, and live among mankind for a kind, and try my claws at this crafting of yours. You would be more than welcome. Indeed. Is this not what we set out to accomplish on the onset, or out to accomplish from the onset? To bring man and dragon closer, one step at a time. I believe we are well on our way. I shall do my part by spreading the word far and wide. Surely, I'm not the only dragon interested in following Alto's paths. This'll be fun. A bunch of dragons shaped like this, just kind of living in Ishgard. If they don't get much bigger than this, then they don't have to worry about making the doors too big. The more the merrier. I suppose we should return with haste, and tell Lord Francel to expect a few more visitors to Ishgard. Even one so level-headed as he may be off guard, or may be caught off guard, by a sudden influx of dragons. Cultural exchange. Okay, so that cutscene in particular, the one where Alto reveals her new form, I was hoping to have decent lighting for that, so I could use that as a thumbnail, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use the thumbnail, well, any thumbnail from the Palace of the Dead. Very little opportunity to do it down there. If I'm lucky, then maybe that cutscene is recorded inside the book, inside the inn, and if I go there I can maybe do my little trick of getting better lighting by replaying the cutscene at a different point in time. I must confess, I had my doubts when I first agreed to this arrangement, but Alto and young Hotdalong here have proven more resourceful than I gave them credit for. Welcome back, Miss Moiko. Of course, Moiko deserves her share of the credit as well. And food. We came here for the food. Were it not for your tutelage, I would not have grown as I have, and in doing so, finally compel my friends to come mingle with the men and women of Ishgard. Lord Francel was most understanding when we informed him of what we had planned. He gave his word to ensure that none of the less savory elements of the city would bring harm to its new visitors. Even now, he is working to inform those with authority in Ishgard to welcome my brothers and sisters. Before long, the sight of wings in the sky will fill the hearts of men, not with dread, but with elation. The industriousness of these two never fails to impress. We might do well to learn from them, eh? I would also like to thank Hotdalong. Had he not come to the training miss, the idea of befriending our erstwhile nemesis may have remained naught but an idle fancy for the other dragons, but thanks to his affable nature, the first spark of curiosity has been struck in their hearts. You are too kind, Alto. I, for one, can't wait to see this place alive with the sounds of dragon and man conversing in good faith. And with one endeavor having reached a satisfactory conclusion, I believe it may be time to begin another. My time spent with Alto has provided me with more than enough notes to begin my chronicles, but I must first compile and arrange them. Then you'd best begin sooner rather than later, lad. Once you're finished, bring it to the manufactory, and I'll see about producing some illustrations to give your book a little flair. Now, isn't that a marvelous idea? You can fill the book with pictures, so that even the dragons who cannot read your letters can understand. Oh, what harmonious songs such a work could inspire. Songs, perhaps, that can be sung in unison. In fact, I believe I may have my title, An Ode to Unity. Man and dragon shall come to a deeper understanding, and I hope appreciation, of the other by reading it. Not bad, lad. Not bad at all. Well then, it sounds to me that we've got quite a lot of work ahead of us. I'd best get started. Komoi, might I trouble you to assist Master Hopalong in the completion of his chronicle? I can think of nary a more ambitious work. The book may prove to be the very foundation for long-lasting peace. For my part, I shall continue making deliveries to the Turning Mists, that my brothers and sisters there might be enticed to join their brethren here. And that's it. Future requests are now just random things that we can do whenever we want. I'll do those all off screen just to level up my carpenter, I guess. And a new quest from Hopalong. Didn't actually realize it'd be this many quests. That's fine. Have you seen? The firmament is positively brimming with dragons. Oh, there is much and more I must teach them. I can't expect every one of them to adjust as well as I have. Are they actually, like, all around? I hope they are. That'd be a fun little change, that they're just dragons wandering around. Maybe we'll see them as we do some of the other stuff. Oh hey, there they are. Fleshy stumps, yeah. Fleshy, nimble, and ambitious, sure. And this is the last quest. This is actually taking a significant amount of time. We probably have to go over the hour if I actually want to go back into the Palace of the Dead and do all of that, but sure. Miss Moriko, there you are. Alto and I have been thinking on how we can repay you for all your help. After much deliberation, we decided to ask Master RV to help us craft a bespoke item just for you. I hope he hasn't spoiled the surprise. When we last spoke, he said that the project was nearing completion. Perhaps he is finished by now. Oh, I do hope you like it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by what Elto and I have devised for you. Master RV should have it ready by now. He should be at the market in the new nest. I hope it's food. That's what we came here for. We're about to have a very dangerous run inside the Palace of the Dead, and going in there on an empty stomach would be a bad idea. Feed me. Ah, welcome. I take it you've spoken to Hopalong then. Well, here you go. Elto was most insistent I designed this horn just so. Blow on it, and the little dragon will fly to your side, wheresoever you may be. Although I suppose I can't call her little anymore, eh? 'Tis only natural that as she grows, her desire to see more of the world would grow as well. That's why she wanted you to have this. Show her every corner of the civilized world, and introduce her to people of all sort. She'll need a wide breadth of knowledge, if she means to paint her kin the full picture of our kind. When I first agreed to help Elto, I had no inkling I might be contributing to something much larger than myself. Whatever comes of her efforts, in the end, I must say I'm honored to have played my small part in it. Thanks for giving me this opportunity, friend. Cool. Well, I didn't expect Elto to stay that small forever, but let's just say my expectations were shattered. Could you imagine if one of us grew that fast? And what's more, I've heard tell they can live to see hundreds of summers. Just how old do you think she is now? Good question. We should probably ask her, but we don't get the chance to. So yeah, we'll go back here because we can't actually see our fancy new mount while in this area. And this is actually one of the cooler mounts. It's actually like a named character that you get to mount and all of that. Not just some random animal or nameless chocobo or something. Sorry to say that. I like my chocobo. But I mean, Elto's a dragon. Let's see. No, not that. There, add that to the favorites. And this one too, I guess. First encountered as a curious dragonette, Elto became a dragon grown during her stay in Ishgard. With her passion for crafting, she underwent an evolution heretofore unseen in her kind, developing dexterous forelimbs that allow her to deftly wield all manner of implements. And yeah, it's just as she appears. Oh, oops. I just meant to lock on to get a better view. I don't think locking on would give me a better view anyway. But yeah, lock on is also my macro for mounting and unmounting. Guess this is the best view I can get. Which, I mean, we already saw her over in Ishgard, but... a dragon with crafting implements, this little hammer, and this funny little hat. It'd be cool if the hat got bigger with her, if they crafted her like a new hat. But I guess this is funny too. How do I get off? I guess this, yeah. Or the macro, right. Okay, so with that done, man Komoi not fed, I guess we're going into the Palace of the Dead. Drinking this. And with about 30 minutes left in the episode, expecting this is going to last 50 minutes long, I guess we're going to have a 1 hour, maybe 20, maybe 1 hour 15 minute episode. That's if I make it through. Maybe I'll just die before I even reach the boss. For 111. Don't need silvers. Drop this, and let's start. I think I have to watch out for these pudding guys, based on the guide. Even with a sustaining potion, it seems rather dangerous. I should maybe pop the sustaining potion as soon as we start fighting guys. Well, there's our way forward. That was fast. I might want sustaining potion 100% uptime whenever I'm fighting guys. The good thing is I can kill guys before I run out of one potion. So as long as we gain one potion from fighting guys, we should manage to survive. Just being aware of patrols here. It seems like the slimes are maybe a bit heavier hitting. Okay, that's what I'm afraid of. Guys just randomly spawning in. Die. Okay. Less enemies we have to deal with, the faster we can go and the better. Is that a room? I guess that's a room, isn't it? I'm not used to rooms' tunnels being this short, although I guess they're always this short. Ah, I did that wrong. I was told to be careful of these guys from the guide, that sticky tongue can stun you if you're not facing them. Which means fighting more than one of them can be a problem if they stun you from different directions or something. Is that close enough to be spotted? Not quite. I'm just doing the usual scan for any items, although we're almost full up on items, it's just the Pomander safety that I care about. Maybe we just get on with it. I am down on one Pomander of steel though. What we can do is use this ahead of time, the affluence, for the next floor. Oh great. Okay. Yeah, they always fall to the sticky tongue, which can stun you with that labored leap. So if you are stunned, you might get killed or one-shot or something. Or at least heavy damage. Now that we used Affluence here, maybe I consider using a Rage or something? But then I'd have to use a Safety. Maybe we just take the chests that are around, I guess, yeah. The thing about using Affluence is there's a chance you can recoup your losses really quickly. Like if you use an Affluence, then you might just get an Affluence on the next floor because there are more treasure chests on the next floor. I just don't know the optimal strategy to use all of those things. Well, here's our next move. That one was switching, so I guess we can explore this way. We don't care about that silver. Great. Any treasure? Nothing but potions. Well, we can move to the next floor, I guess. I guess we don't really have to worry about gathering palmanders if I'm not using them by wandering around here. If I just move quickly through the dungeon without expending palmanders, then we don't really have to worry about exploring, do we? Okay, well, since I have that. But then I'd want to use a Safety, I don't know. Maybe we just leave. Maybe there's no point in exploring when we're this full on palmanders. I think this guy's sight, but it shouldn't see us. Oh great. They're going in the same direction, so this is actually bad for me. The exact scenario I was talking about. We'll lure it over here, and then face it. Potion. Yep, there's the tongue, and there we go. I guess I could have used the Rage, but whatever. Our DPS is super high as a machinist anyway, we don't have to worry about it. Don't look at me. Okay, it's going that way. Oh, I could have used a witching if I didn't want to deal with them. I guess using that one Pomander of Affluence was a little bit of a waste there. Maybe I should save those for when I'm down on more Pomanders in general, like a lot of them down. Okay, good, that's what I wanted. I want to pick these up early so that we can go through these floors with the buff. And also with 3 of them in reserve. We'll take a sight, that works too. Now we're kind of safe to use other Pomanders like Rage or whatever. We're exploring in the opposite direction of the goal. Now that we used the sight, I'm less nervous about wandering around. Because if we have to run from something, we won't run into a trap. Always gotta be careful with my HP though. Okay, that's perfect even. Do I want to use Fortune with Rage? Maybe. I think that's even better if we actually come across like a monster house or something, there's actually not too many floors here, or not too many rooms on this floor. Yeah, the slimes give you physical vulnerability, so they're bad to group up when you're fighting a bunch of guys. But they themselves don't do physical, they do magic, which is why it's bad to group them up. Other enemies, like the Toad, if we fought them both at the same time, would do way more damage with physical. The one thing that's kind of annoying about trying to clear out the floor is that even if you kill everything as a chimera, and then you transform back to pick up all the chests that you missed, there's a chance that something is just going to respawn and you would have wanted to use your chimera on that. I accidentally removed my strength buff while trying to remove the transformation. Damn. At least I still have healing potency up. Gotta get better at removing that buff without removing others. Just gotta be careful. The problem I mentioned about this backtracking stuff would be solved if we could pick up treasure chests, or pick up what's inside of them as a chimera. I don't really understand why they don't let you do that. I don't think it's like a tactical thing, gameplay-wise. I think it's just like some weird limitation of being transformed. Like there are actions that you can't do. Okay, get out of here. And watch for the infatuation. We only have one interject on a 30-second cooldown, so it's hard to deal with the mimic's infatuation unless your timing is precise. Well, you can kill it before it gets a second infatuation off, and I believe it's designed such that it only does infatuation every 30 seconds when you have interject. But even then, if you fight more than one mimic at a time, which can happen... Did I try that chest? Oh wait, hang on. That mimic became a chest. Yeah, if you fight more than one mimic at a time, there's no way to deal with their infatuation other than taking it. But if you're fighting more than one mimic at a time, you might just die anyway. Okay, strength's good. We can recoup the loss that I just had. Would have taken a strength though, or a steel rather. Let's keep up the pace. Trying out the new strategy of going through as quickly as possible when we're almost full up on commanders. I think even if we're down on one steel, we can mostly go through. We know we're going to use a steel on the boss, so it'd be dangerous to be down to one. Oh no, no items, huh? Shall we use this immediately? I feel this is dangerous without it. I'll keep this on that, just in case we do have to use an item, because that includes our sustaining potion. Okay, yeah, this is actually no good. This is actually supremely no good. We took half our health with our highest burst whatever against one guy. We cannot deal with these no item floors. Or rather, let's use our serenity if we even have to consider dealing with them. And if we run out of serenity deleting these no item floors, then that just means we'll have to deal with them later, I guess. Gotta be careful for traps still. Bifurcaris. I was having trouble reading that and it looked like briefcase, somehow. We also had attack up during that first Cobra fight, so if we actually had to deal with no items with attack up and taking half of our HP off for every mob we fight, that's no good. And now we're enfeebled, great. What does that mean? Less damage and more damage. Less damage dealt, more damage taken. Please don't be a mimic. Okay. It's all strengths. I wanted a steal. What's really devious is that sometimes traps can spawn right next to each other. It's all just random, so that's not outside the realm of possibility. Just a treasure chest here, so let's try to avoid this guy. I think this one is proximity. The signs. Okay. Not that we need it. I guess we have to at least fight one more thing, damn it. That's the problem with having the X button. The auto attack or whatever. I'm still enervated here. Didn't want to attack while I was enervated. Yeah, press X to open the chest, but that's also the button to target and then initiate auto attack. So if I spam the X button on treasure chests, then it becomes a problem. Which means I probably shouldn't spam X on treasure chests, but I kinda have to there. They're very annoying sometimes, those treasure chests. I think we're open now, so... Are you actually... Okay, I think that was proximity. It was facing toward us, but I felt like that was proximity. I've never really been this deep on my main character with the Palace of the Dead. Okay, we're going there. Just there. I don't want to get aggroed by all three, so let's play it safe and get rid of these guys one by one. Oh no, wait, physical vulnerability? No, wait, that's from the sun. I didn't want to bring in the physical vulnerability from like one thing to the other. Okay, I could have made a big mistake there if I aggroed the slime first, and then in my DPS haze, I tried to aggro the other guys immediately after, while I was still physically vulnerable. Oh great, this is also a problem, to be physically vulnerable on. Yeah, just in general have to be very, very careful with opening chests or aggroing things or doing anything in general too quickly. I guess that's part of the pain of playing this mode, right? Especially on solo. But it's really just on solo that it becomes this much of a pain, I think. Oh good, or steel. It's still hard in a multiplayer environment, but it's actually the fun kind of hard, I guess. The more fun kind. Where the mistakes that happen are still all recoverable from, even if someone dies. That's what it's designed for, after all. No knockback means no rage. This is a hallway, so we're safe here. It's hard to tell these hallways at first, but kind of starting to see what they look like. I think we head in this direction and ignore the path behind us, unless what we're looking for is over there. Okay, we don't want to fight that Cobra after we get physical vulnerability. Luckily it only lasts 5 seconds, but it's still dangerous to me. Alright, this is our home base, this general location. We can extend our home base to this hallway too. General locations where there are no enemies, right here. Make our home base safe. Ooh, where? What? Okay, they act like the dragons from floor 90 or something. Which one? Which one does that? I can't actually tell. Is it one of those? Or is it something else? Was it you? It is you. Yeah, there are some enemies, even if they don't aggro on you, they somehow manage to attack you from far away. Yeah, they just randomly catch you. Ignoring those chests, as long as we're far enough away, they won't be able to do that. I think we do actually maybe have to go towards behind where we started. Unless, there it is, okay. No patrols coming this way, I don't think. Let's start with that one, the one that keeps on attacking. It would be a huge problem if we had to deal with that while fighting the other guy. Can we even fight this thing? It seems so dangerous. But it must be possible, right? I hope. Hope I don't just instantly die fighting this. Oh. If I can interrupt it, I should, I guess. Almost missed that. Good. Great even. Without any exploration, we got this. Although we're kind of running out of the attack buff, this is still fine. Quick sweep, secure the surroundings, create a home base. Alright, this is a dead end, so that's good. No traps, not a mimic. Oh, and we can do this, I guess. I'd actually have to click that off on my phone. No distractions, not while doing this. Oh, damn it. This is why I can't do things on my phone. Okay. Yeah, even from a room away when they're not aggroed on us. I just talked about this. Get rid of these guys first. And I would like to make this little segment a little bit safer, so let's get rid of these guys too. Okay, noted. They have a very big AoE. It's all part of the learning process, isn't it? Get rid of the patrol. It's not heading our way, but we don't want it near us, or don't want it sneaking up on us later. Patrols may just randomly respawn in, but if we get rid of this one now, it's just that much safer. And if we have to fight things anyway, we might as well get rid of this one. Great. I hate this thing too, it's just so big and scary. It also takes up our interject, I guess. Didn't even notice our HP was decreased at the start. That is also scary. Everything becomes scary, and it becomes even more scary the further you get. I'm not exactly sure. We're at maximum level here, level 60, and our Aether pool is also max level. I'm pretty sure we get synced down to like some other Aether pool arm and armor level. Like for this it might be 70 or 80 or something. But they still keep on increasing the difficulty, right? So does that just mean they're going to do more and more damage? Even if we don't get any stronger ourselves? We still don't have the Cairn of Passage, so hopefully this is the last one. The floor, or the music, changes every 3 floors, so next floor should be new music. Let's get rid of this thing. The guide that I'm using really only calls out the more dangerous mobs, but every mob that you deal with has some amount of things that you have to actually take account for. Any easy treasure chests? No, just the silver. If there was a gold in there, the gold would overwrite the silver on the map as an icon. Which is actually a pain if you're going for silver chests and you want to just find them to level up. I don't have to do it now, but back when I was farming Aetherpool Armored Armor, I had to check every single room, even if there was a gold chest icon, just because there might be a hidden silver. And the silvers are somewhat more rare than the gold because of that. Hopefully we don't care anymore, okay? Put that back up. I suppose I could have waited and come back for that as soon as my buff ran out. But we don't want to move too slowly. Especially with the episode almost being over, the hour almost being over. Alright, our home base is right next to the exit. That's scary. Yeah. Home base not quite secure yet. Nothing's coming this way, so I believe the way this thing fights is with a big conal. That's what the guy told me. Like at the very start. So stand right next to it. Oh no. Okay, we got awoken by the auto attack. Yeah, that was also in the guide, but I didn't realize the big conal would be untelegraphed like that. Can we actually like avoid that if we go behind it? It might be dangerous, but I kind of want to try. Just in case, we'll do this and use this for experimentation. I don't think we can avoid that. So we do want to stay within auto attack range to not get deleted by this thing. At least at the very start of battle. I'm not sure if it continues past the beginning. What was this again? Oh, it's raising. That's great even. Yeah, that's like the ace in the hole. We just have that now. There's no timer, we have it for as long as we're going through this set of floors. Just because I'm scared of these guys, I think I'll start the battle fighting it. Fight the scariest ones first, I guess. I always fight these ones in melee range just to avoid their sleep. Negate their sleep. Are the seedlings dangerous? Maybe I should try it on one of these. Don't know if they're dangerous or not, but they spawn around the Morbles and the bigger Morbles. And also, it seems like they apply poison, so that's also dangerous. Every enemy has its place, they're all dangerous. Another reason to be dangerous. Huge AoE. Okay, let's fail. I probably don't have to go for items as much as I have. I guess when I was getting up to level 100 in preparation for this. I pretty much went through every room just trying to get levels for armor and the normal levels, like in the bottom right. No gloom, but that's fine, I hope. And also getting the Palmanders, farming those 3. Now that we're this deep in and we have all this stuff, I probably just want to go through as soon as we can go through. Okay, so this might be dangerous, so do that, and this, and this. Stand next to it. Yeah, we can't avoid that. Oh no. Okay, sometimes the auto attack doesn't immediately hit you, but as long as you're close, an auto attack can happen before the big press, I think. I think if we get hit by the bad press, the actual bad press, that one might kill us with all the debuffs like instantly, which is good if we have a raising. Probably if I was hit by the bad press and had a moment, I probably wouldn't want to waste time trying potions or something. I'd maybe just want to put down the raising, if we don't already have it. But only if that ever happens, that exact scenario. Okay, that's a patrol. And that's strengths. Has it been that long already? I guess so. Secure the route forward. No chests anyway in here. I guess we could kill that seedling if I wanted an easy kill. But with how big these floors get, it's probably just going to be the normal enemies we fight along the way that are going to pave the way forward. Oh no, wait. Witching. Didn't see that guy there. Oh wait, the frog is actually less dangerous. The imp does like 60% auto attack. And the frog does like 0. I maybe didn't need a witching there. It was just too scary to me. We'll pick up another witching later, I'm sure. Yeah, I probably should have defaulted to using sustaining first, and then gauging whether or not I need to use witching. But those are common, right? I'm sure we'll see witching soon enough. Another one. We might want to wait until we get our interject back. Interrupt, not interject. There's a difference. I'm actually not sure. Oh great, another patrol. Well, that guy first. Luckily we don't have to wait for interject on this. Also, what happened last time when I used the Witching Palmander, the guy was still casting a sting. Gotta remember that it's dangerous to use Palmanders whenever they're casting, or the timing or whatever. Luckily the Witching removes their AoE, so I guess I didn't really have to worry that much. Do this, then this, and this. And interrupt. Okay, at the risk of stepping on a trap, these are also rewards for getting through. They're pretty good rewards, damn. Want to walk back exactly the same way that I walked before, so I don't step on any traps. Or at least close enough. I don't want to go for those chests when patrols are coming my way. That one was just a mistake. I just have to look out better, I guess. And we can move on now whenever we want. There we go. Yeah, we'll recoup the witching some other time. I think we have to take care of this thing, so... well, no matter what, it should be faster. Faster than waiting for it to turn around or whatever. Alright, no patrols coming this way. This one doesn't shoot at us even when it doesn't target us. Damn. Was this one sound? This one might be sound. Oh no, it got us with some mucin. Oh, it mucined itself. It's more resistant now. Oh, we're just doing 0 damage. Okay. Yeah, good to know. Well, now we know what it does. I didn't want to learn what it does, but now we know. And actually, let's decrease the amount of enemies on the next floor. One more floor. We're blind. That's not the worst, it just means lower DPS. Since we're gonna miss some of our attacks, I guess. Alright, this is home base. There's a very long corridor this way. With one scary looking warble. And another one beyond that. Secure the other side of base. Even more scary warbles. That's a monster house. And we don't want to deal with some warbles. Not even as a manticore. But it might just be that we have to. If I do die, then we want to die outside of the monster house. The strategy with having the Pomander of Raising is that... Oops. The Pomander of Raising raises you on the spot. So while you're dead, the enemies will de-aggro on you and go back home. If you are standing in the place where they're originally standing, then they'll just immediately aggro on you when you raise. Another reason to fight all of the mobs while inside a hallway like this. There seems to be a dead end here. And there's a patrol. Let's not aggro this guy. We'll wait for the patrol to get over here. And let's actually get rid of this, even though we're gonna have to fight through that monster house. I do want to get these 2 chests here. Wake me up. And there. You too. The one thing about the Manticore is that you have to be in melee range to actually hit them. Which means doing some uncomfortable walking to get up to melee range, and that just means you're probably gonna step on a trap or something. We dropped our combo due to the accuracy. Okay. Are we good? Alright, give me a second for my phone, actually. Thought I handled it last time, but I was in a rush, so I had to actually drop it. Okay. There. We're just about done, but I don't want that to come up. Great. Get rid of him. Well, I'm glad that didn't happen while I had my eyes on the phone. So yeah, we gotta go through a monster house. That's our last little... hurdle before we actually get to the boss, which is actually our real last hurdle. Though the boss should be significantly easier than dealing with the monster house, or traps. Okay, I'm trusting you're not going to be an actual mimic. We just activated that. How are we going to deal with that monster house? I doubt we can sneak behind them. What we could do is try to do that. And with our raising, if we do die, we can spawn on the other side of them. Maybe. But I don't want to use the raising that way. I'd rather have it for the boss in case I do mess something up. Okay, the innovation's just about to run out, so we can walk over there starting now. And using the witching on a big room of enemies doesn't necessarily make it scot-free. They still do some portion of their auto attacks, even if they don't have all of their normal telegraphed attacks and the special attacks or whatever. Alright, so what's the game plan here? Actually, at the risk of pulling out my phone here and getting snuck up on by some kind of respawning patrol or something, I'm gonna quickly bring up Palace of the Dead guide. Oh no, that's some typo. Another typo. Come on. Try to move fast here. Alright, there it is. And let's scroll down to floor 110 through 119, or 120. 111 through 120. And there. Okay, guide says Morbles are on proximity. Damn. I was hoping they might be sound, so we could just walk in there and avoid them. But yeah, they are proximity. Then I guess we're either running through them or raging. I guess the safest thing to do would be just one at a time. It's going to take some more time than I would have liked to spend. I guess our DPS is pretty quick. What if the guide said only... Well, the guide only really mentioned the normal Morbles here. Are the seedlings also proximity? We can try. We'll try very carefully. Walk a little bit close to this one. Damn. Don't want them to be moving that much. Okay, it's only the bigger Morbles that are actually proximity. Great. Yeah, that would have been really bad. Well, we'll just hang out as a toad here for a while. Don't know what the range is for sound, but I'm pretty sure this is safe. We could just fight them one by one, but I think we're just gonna sneak around and grab these 3 gold chests and then leave. I guess only the dangerous enemies were the bigger ones. Oh, but we do activate them if we walk inside of their radius. Or they walk inside of us. That's good, we were down on the safety. Which one was this? Strengths, good. Then we don't have to use one more for the boss. This is also dangerous in case we walk on a trap or something that makes us have to run. Like some kind of a... I guess the main dangerous trap would be the luring trap, the one that brings in enemies closer to you. Oh god, another one? Great. We can't sneak around that. I mean, the Morals are proximity, so we could go around the left side if we're careful. Let's just get rid of them. Probably should have gotten rid of the left one if I didn't want to do extra work. They're not as scary as I thought, but they're still... Well, it feels like they'll kill me in one hit with Sandpan Breaths. I think that Morble is far too close, so we'll get rid of it. The Ochu should be sound, I think, since... When I was looking at that list, it only seemed like... The guide that I'm using is a list of all of the mobs, basically. And next to the mobs' names are some color-coded designators for whether or not they're dangerous, or if they have a dangerous activation thing like line of sight or whatever. Or not line of sight, proximity is the most dangerous one. And I didn't see anything red other than the big Morbles, so everything else here should be either sight or sound. Alright, we finally made it. Took around 40 minutes, I guess. About on time, even skipping some stuff. So this is our enemy. Just like in the original 420, we have to deal with some ads later on that have the killer sting, some bees that spawn left and right. We'll try to delete them as soon as we can, but I think we want to start with witching, or lust as usual. But of course we want to have steel as well. And if we fail this, then our raising is still active. Oh, I should have activated the potion, damn. Okay, well we're at 5 vulnerability debuffs, so activate that. Can't avoid that. Alright, now it's summoning ads. I know they're there. Oh, they spawn over here. We also have to avoid that AoE while we're dealing with the ads. Luckily we are a ranged DPS, so we can always move as much as we want. Bees are dead, so we should be okay. After this we'll re-up on our sustaining. And avoid. Alright, it's walking over. We cannot burn it down, so we'll have to take care of the ants again. I believe that laser that it's doing does actually one-shot you. At least the guide was very careful to point that out as a very dangerous attack. Re-up on sustaining, can't forget. As long as the sustaining is up, even if we get hit by one of those smaller AoE puddles, we might be able to survive. Should I? Let's play it safe. I don't want my run to end here because I'm not dealing with the little guys here. Rotten Stench it's called. It's a giant laser. What kind of stench is a laser? And our run doesn't end quite yet. About 15 minutes over time. Just as predicted. We could pause the episode right here, in between floors. We did some episodes like that, back when I was doing the original floors. But I think we'd rather, wait out here. For the next episode, I'm gonna do the same thing. Charlemagne's custom deliveries, the finale to that, at the start of the episode, followed by one more round of the Palace of the Dead. Let's just do it right here, I guess. That would be a good time to take a break.